All right. So this is take two. Hopefully everybody comes back. This is today's live. Today is Thursday, January the 8th. I know it looks a little strange. I look a little strange to myself. And when I look down, I'm looking off to the side. So I do apologize. But I am in the process of packing up to move. So I really needed to put things in boxes and get things ready. So this might be a good thing because it encourages me to do things a little bit differently. Hello, Holly. Hello, hello, hello. So I am happy to be here with you guys. Very excited to be spending this day with you. Hi, Mike. Hello, hello, hello. Just sorry, I'm checking on something here. Okay, I don't know what that noise was. All right. So, friends, I'm so excited to be here with you. Hello, Vancouver, Washington. Hello, everyone. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Mike. Hi, everybody. Butterfly Angel. Hello. So, that's a great question. How do I get on the list? Happy New Year, friends. So, let me tell you a little bit about myself. If you are watching this live, just to confirm, it is 9:06 a.m. on Thursday. January the 8th. I have to look at my calendar because let's be real, I can't keep track. So if you want to know if I'm live or not, if it's not that date and time, then I'm probably not live. Typically, I am live on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. Central Time for about 2 hours. Each reading is $25. Please do not send payment through YouTube. If you like to send a gift through YouTube, that is on you and not necessary. But please do not pay for your reading through the medium of YouTube. If you go to the description of this video, there is instructions on how to pay for that. But to give you the skinny on it, each reading is $25. I have two payment methods available to you, Venmo and PayPal. You want to look up Consciously Erin on that either one of those apps. The way this works is once you send a payment, I get a notification, you go on my list, and then I go in order of the list. The best thing about YouTube, friends, is that the replay is going to be available to you. Dina, I see you, is going to be available to you on my YouTube channel later. So you can go back and watch your reading again later, okay? So, hello, friends. I'm excited to be here with you. There's a lot happening in the chat. I just want you guys to know I cannot focus on the chat. You can talk to each other. I do have mods that are in the chat that will help you out. If you have any questions once they come into the space, Meta is one, Like a Mom is one, and Chrissy is one. So if you have any questions, they're the ones to ask. When I'm in between readings, I will do my best to address as many comments as possible. But if I am not answering you, it's not because I don't want to. It's because if I pull myself out and focus on you, my friend, you know what I mean? I'm going to lose my channel. So we're not going to do that. There's Chrissy. I see her. Hi, Chrissy. So just understand these are paid readings. If you have paid for a reading and I have not called your name, please comment to Chrissy or one of the other mods so that during a break we can check on that. If you send it to my private account on Venmo, Patty, I see you. I may not see it because I am not logged into that account. So please do not send it to my private account. Please only send it to Consciously Erin. Friend, that's what I'm here for, Chrissy. We are friends. I hope you understand that now. I've been trying to tell you that forever. All right, so this is my list so far. Dina, Sarah, and Patty. If you have sent a payment and I did not mention your name, please let me know. Real quick, before we get started, I'm just going to go back and look at some of my comments and say hello to people, and then we're going to get started. Also, I just want to let you guys know, my channel is very weird today. I'm picking up on a lot of different stuff, and my guides literally forced me into this configuration. And I don't know why. So I'm just letting you know that this can be a lot of spoken content and less cards than usual. We're going to see how it goes. Literally, I can feel it in my throat as I say it. So we're going to see how it goes. Also, just a reminder, the channel's chair is tomorrow. Holly, I see you. The channel's share is tomorrow, friends. It is over Zoom. You do get a replay video sent to you. It is an opportunity to talk to me and ask questions, not necessarily about your love life, but the bigger questions. You know, it's also a great place to meet people who think the way you do and who are open to these things. Tickets for that, if you want to go, if you go to my YouTube channel under posts, there's a couple places you can do that. All right. So let's say hello to a couple people before we get started. Holly, Grand Rising, and I got your payment. Mike, good to see you, Mike. Hello. Have fun in nature. Good morning. Patty from Vancouver. Hello, friend. Butterfly Angel, first time. I'm so glad that you're here. You actually prompted that answer, so I'm glad you're here. Listen, if I'm looking at weird places, my camera's up here. Myself is like right here, and the comments are over there, so I apologize. All right. Hello. Happy New Year. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you very much. Yes, Patty, you caught me live. Hello. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Thank you, Patty. Yes, I got your payment. Sierra Mountain in Northern California. My goodness, that sounds lovely. D449. Hello. Thank you, friend. Pittsburgh. Go Steelers. Hello. All right. So I'm ready to get started. Dina. Lori, I see you, friend. All right. Dina, come on down. Say hello for me in the chat. When your name is called, you guys, what I need you to do is comment. Hi. Melissa, I see the payment. We'll see if we can figure that out when I get to that, all right? But I see your payment. Maria, I see you. Look at those M's in a row. I love it. Melissa and Maria. Okay, so when your name is called, what I want you to do is you're going to comment something like, hi, it's Dina. Like I see Dina right here. Okay. I cannot highlight. Let's see. What can I do? Pin message. Okay. Hey, I can pin a message. Happy day for me. Look at that. Learning new things every day. All right, Dina, I'm excited. Remember, please be patient. Please stay in the room if you have a reading coming up, unless you're far down on the list. If you have to go potty, go potty. If you have not gone out and liked this reading, please do that. It does help me. Remember, the goal is that, I promise I'm shuffling, Dina. I got you. The goal is that once I can get the revenue up to the passive revenue on this channel up to a certain point, which is not far away, I can do these readings for free, you guys. And all you have to do is subscribe and watch my videos. You're already doing it. Just keep doing it, right? All right, Dina. Here we go. Also, quick check. Sounds okay? Everybody can hear me. Just want a quick check on that. I'm not too loud. I'm not too soft. I'm just right. I'm a Goldilocks, right? Ooh, she's spicy today. Yes, that spicy channel's coming through. Listen, my guide's name is Uriah. She has an attitude, okay? So I'm just going to let you know. I can feel her very clearly today. So I'm just letting you know. Don't kill the messenger, all right? Susan, I got you, my friend. All right, here we go, Dina. Do me a favor. Take a nice big deep breath in all the way down your toes. Release. Drop those shoulders. Please give me permission to have access to your energy. So as I come into your space, there's two different colors that come forward very, very quickly. Number one is violet. This is the color of the crown. Number two is yellow. This is the color of the solar plexus. Okay. There's a lot of movement between the two of these. Girl, making my solar plexus do that. Okay. So what this usually means that there's a loop of energy going on in your space here. So this loop is your solar plexus feeding your crown, which in turn feeds your solar plexus, which in turn feeds your crown. They're showing me the medallion from the front of the book on Never Ending Story. I don't remember what it was called. The or something with an O. I can't hear. Something with an O. They're showing me this never ending story feels important, as if calling back power in your name, something about your name. Okay. So When I look at you, mainly there's a lot of energy in the crown and a lot of energy in the solar plexus. This can give us a lot of ideas and a feeling of restlessness, like I need to hurry up, I need to hurry up, I need to hurry up and do something. There's a lot coming in. I also can tell that your root is really kind of, I don't want to say struggling, that's the wrong word. It's in this state of where it's kind of like doing like this sort of movement, right? And it's trying to accommodate the expression or the expansion of that solar plexus. Solar plexus is the seat of how you see yourself in the world. It's also the home of your creative expression. There's a lot of, I don't know the right word because it doesn't feel unstable. I do not want to give you the wrong idea. It feels growth, controlled growth. Not a good word. I don't know. Listen, the card on the bottom of the deck is overwhelm, and it's the opposite of that. They're not giving me a good answer for that. Anyway, they're just telling me that you're in expansion. So you got to be patient with yourself, okay? I feel like as part of this expansion, there is this coming back into the voice or your name, as if reclaiming the power behind your name. I firmly believe that everyone chooses, you chose your name before you came here, and there is a frequency resonance in there that is a reminder of the larger piece of us, right? And when we allow people to, like me, mispronounce your name and not correct us, or we shrink away from things like standing in a name that we prefer or whatever it is, it sort of separates us a little bit from who we really are. And there's this feeling, and I don't know what the issue is with your name specifically, but there's this feeling of stepping into something that feels more resonant with me. And it feels, they keep giving me the words, the name, your name, the name, and showing me a never ending story. He has to scream his mother's name, which I don't know if anyone even knows what the name really actually was. I have spent my entire life thinking it was Mariah, and someone told me that was wrong. And it was like completely deconstructing my reality. I was like, what? Anyway, see, she's spicy today. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. So it's hard for me to hold the cards up to here. So I'm probably just going to show you more than likely. All right. So the first thing that they're saying you're going to be working on in the next few months is a lack of faith. You get the star in reverse first. They're telling me that this lack of faith comes from that root trying to stretch to accommodate the bigger energy that's coming forward through your crown. However, if you can stand steady during this little bit of weird, bumpy ride space, that it leads to, friend, look at that, awakening. I love this. This is the Ace of Cups telling us it's your time going forward, but you have to go through this little bit of discomfort as your root stretches to accommodate the greater input of energy into your solar plexus. This leads to, friend, the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is all about liberation from some name or some burden that feels like a name of some kind that I'm leaving behind or reclaiming. The energy feels very similar, so I'm sorry, but it's something like that. All right. This leads to alignment, my friend. And they're also telling me this is a hard lesson and reminding you that you're the one driving the car. You are. No one else is. So the decisions that you make matter. The way you talk to yourself matters. This is a hard lesson in self-focus. I understand that, but they're also telling me that it leads to resolution in your space. So I don't know specifically what you're doing. It may be a label that they're trying to tell me that you're leaving behind. Like if you're changing professions, if you're changing relationship status, if you're changing location. I mean, there's 1,000 things that can be changing that are viewed as labels, and labels we often associate as us instead of just a description. Hint, hint, maybe don't do that. So something in there is changing. I wish I could tell you specifically, but I don't know. So just want to say that. So Dina, I feel like I'm saying your name wrong after that whole thing. Thank you very much. I appreciate you allowing me to read for you today. Thank you very much. Let's see if I can unpin it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. Thank you. Thank you. Dohill 4237. Hello. Chrissy Brentwood. Hi, Dohill. Woo. Sally, I see you. We got all kinds of synchronicities this morning coming through. Sarah is up next, my friends. Sarah, you're next. After Sarah, this is the list. Please be patient with me. And remember, I take my time with everybody. I give you as much attention as I possibly can. Going back and watching this on the replay can be very helpful because you'll see as I get into the message, it becomes more easy for me. It becomes more clear, more easily transmittable to you. I'm getting tangled up. So sometimes I start talking really fast and then you get distracted. I don't know who's being very distracted here, but someone's going to need to watch the replay. Just saying. Okay. Working on myself so much now, struggling with my marriage, my name. I want to change my circumstances, but I have to stay where I am for now. A lot going on. Spot on. Thank you. Well, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sarah, I see you. There you are. All right, so let's update the list real quick, Sarah. Sarah's up now. I'm going to pin you because I am so excited about that. It feels like the most amazing tool I've ever seen because it helps me so much. Sarah, you are up now. Then Patty, Holly. See the double letters, the TT and the LL? Friend, amazing. Patty and Holly, you are up after that. Then Lori, then Melissa and Maria, the double N's coming in as a high five from the universe, followed up by double S's with Susan and Sally. So Sarah, Patty, Holly, Lori, Melissa, Maria, Susan, and Sally. That is the list. Please be patient and kind with each other, supportive out here. M&M's, yay! All right, I got you, Sarah. I am very excited to read for you, friend. This is a good year for you. All right, we're just going to go ahead and get started. She's not even going to ask for permission, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance right now because she is really bulldozing her name into her way into the readings. Sarah, this is going to be an interesting year for you. Interesting, good, and challenging at the same time. You, my friend, are walking into, like the rest of us, a universal 1 year. And this is a year where you're being encouraged to take the things that you've learned from the cycle that you just finished in this 9-year cycle. The things you just learned, this is your year to take that and apply that in some way. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to run away, join the circus, become a tarot card reader, and live on a floating house. That's not necessarily what it means. However, if you spent the last 9 years coming into your own in some way, like learning to speak up in a crowded room, friend, learning to trust your own voice, things like that, that's what you're going to be asked to do the most of in this next coming year. So get comfortable in the lessons that you've learned. Now, in doing that, what's going to happen is you're triggering a bunch of shadows in your energy because there is some sort of physical manifestation just off to the side here. And what that tells me is you're very close to whatever this physical manifestation is, okay? The closer you get to the physical manifestation, the deeper and the darker the shadow aspects associated with that manifestation become. Why? Because it's a different frequency. You have assigned a frequency to that manifestation that is different than the shadows of doubt and lack and concern and worry and all the stuff that you've planted out there in front of it, right? So here you are, friend. My guides are telling me this is something very physical in your reality. This is not some sort of etheric thing, right? This is something you are working your way towards. It, to me, they're showing it like a big building with a long shadow. So big buildings like that typically have something to do with professionalism, education, something like that. Expansion of a role that you play outside of self. To me, it looks like an office building, but that may not be here nor there, quite honestly, because it's gray, it's black and white, so it's not in color, it's not getting my attention. What's getting my attention is the size of it. It's huge, which tells me it has a lot of momentum that's been building up behind it, but that shadow is keeping it away. So that shadow aspect is likely connected to some of the deep lessons that you learned over the last 9 years. I'm not going to be able to tell you specifically what they are because I didn't live your life for the last 9 years. You did. But I think if you look back over that space and actually think about it, this is why journaling can be so helpful, friends, and actually think about it, you'll see it and it'll be clear to you and you'll step forward and go, oh, I see this. I see this shadow for what it is. And I'm not going to allow it to control how I'm feeling about everything, right? I can recognize what it is. And as I release those shadows, I get closer and closer and closer to where I want to see myself, which is pretty darn exciting. Okay. Sarah, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Hi, Meta. That's not what they want to say. But Sally, my guides want you to understand, first card up for you is hardship. They're acknowledging a past hardship. They're saying the last 9 years, whatever this hardship was, we're over. It's done. We need to put a period at the end of that sentence. Don't drag it with you. However, take the lessons that you learned from this last 9-year period, all the hardships that you went through, and allow yourself to apply those lessons to what's coming forward for you. There's a lot of neglected bonds that are going to need your attention this year. These are things that have to do with you and your connection connection to everything around you. Nature specifically comes to mind. It feels as though maybe you've gotten buried under the weight of obligation and haven't had a lot of time to spend on things that make you happy. Not saying you're unhappy, but if you're someone who loves the ocean and you haven't had an opportunity to go to the ocean for 5 years, it's time. Okay. They tell me that you have that you tend to overcommit yourself. You overwhelm yourself by focusing on too many things. Again, they're also showing me this is the end of this, as if boundaries have been a thing that needed to come forward. So overwhelming your energy, that card can reflect things with personal or professional relationships. And they're showing me that part of the end of the 9-year cycle is putting a boundary there. But like I said, you are walking into a new beginning, friend. This is your time. They're asking you to apply the things that you have learned about yourself from the last 9 years. This is going to require you to confront some things, maybe some people, definitely some practices. But as you confront those shadow aspects, you're being reminded the whole step of the way that you're the one driving this car. And although it was a difficult lesson, it is a lesson in self-sufficiency, because maybe you forgot that, or maybe someone talked you out of it at some point. The best way for you to handle what comes next for you over this year is to set your compass towards those things that inspire you most and continue working in that direction. Okay. The more steps you take in that direction, the better you will feel anyway. And it's not about disregarding real life, right? It's not about pretending you don't have bills, none of those things. What it is about giving you space to actually live a life. You don't have to constantly be healing something. You don't have to constantly be working on something. You are allowed to float on a lazy river every once in a while and simply enjoy where you find yourself. This is the application of the lessons we learn, right? Oh, Sarah. Hello, Karen. Sarah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Good morning. Good morning, Meta. Good morning. Good morning. Making progress. That's amazing. Listen, you guys, I have to tell you, I hope that this does not shut off after an hour. I looked at the clock. I've been live for 21 minutes and 21 seconds when I said this. Anyway, I love the synchronicities. I hope that this does not shut off after an hour. If it does, I will be right back. But this is the first time streaming like this. So please, if you have paid for your reading, no, I will get your reading to you. You just have to keep an eye open, because every once in a while it does that. And I don't know what to expect with this. So I just want you guys to know that. I will be right back if it happens. Okay. All right. So Sarah, thank you very much. I appreciate you very, very, very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes. Go back and watch it from the very beginning, always. Ever loving Erica. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Boy, she is spicy today. Sarah, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope it was helpful, my friend. Do me a favor and like this live. It does help me so very much as a creator. We are trying to build it to the point where I don't have to charge you. And that would be a dream. That's what I'm working towards, guys. That's what I'm working towards. Thank you. Full body goosebumps about 30 seconds in. I appreciate you too, friend. I feel weird because I'm looking over here and I can see it out of the corner of my eye. So I apologize if it looks weird to you too. Look how empty my room is, you guys. Yay! I can't wait to set up my new office in my new house at some point. How amazing is that going to be? How fun is that going to be to start putting things where I want them? Amber, I see you. You are on the list. Putting things where I want them and building the energy in the direction that I want it to go, right? This is just, it's going to be amazing. All right. Let's update the list. Patty, you are up next. So when it is your turn, when your name is called, please comment, "Hi, it's me," and your name. That way I can see you, because if your display name is not the same name you sent a payment under, I may not see you. All right. Also, if you have sent a payment and I do not call your name, please comment, tag one of my mods so that it can be addressed when I stop. Okay. It is going very quick. Yes, it is. I'm all for it. All for it. All right. Patty is up next. Patty is next. And then Holly, Lori, Melissa, Maria, Susan, Sally, and Amber. I feel like this should be like a song. Like the Mambo number 5, right? Thank you. Thank you, Ginny. I haven't bought a new house yet, but I'm working in that direction. We are actively packing and our house is on the market. So it is in motion. I see you, Patty. I'm so excited that I can pin like that. This is nice. This is nice. I like this setup. When I move to my new house and I set up my new studio, I'm going to have to make sure that it's something like this, right? Yeah, baby. It's going to be nice. All right. All right, Patty, I am excited to read for you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you. I appreciate it. All right, so Patty, they're also giving me a feeling of something ending, a cycle ending in your energy. And I see the color orange in your space. Orange is two-toned. There's a brighter color orange in the center and a darker color orange on the outside, kind of like a bullseye, but not a bullseye. I don't know. They're not like separate colors. One bleeds into the other. I don't know why I'm spending so much time explaining this. Anyway, orange is the color of the sacral chakra. This is the home of the roles that we play, the name tags we wear, and the relationships that form as the result of that. So the role of mom, sister, friend, teacher, whatever, this is all housed in that space. And it feels as though there's a purge happening in here, as if I'm letting go of a lot of roles that I've been fulfilling or carrying forward for a while that have naturally come to an end, right? So this can be on multiple fronts. I don't feel like this is just on one side. So they're showing me a multi-sided dice. So like the idea of maybe professionally, personally, and emotionally, you're walking away from some labels that you've been carrying around that even if they served you in the past, they don't serve you anymore. N'est-ce pas? I don't know why I said that. French, whatever. I don't speak French. Stop it. See that crossover, that crossing of signals. Anyway, walking away from a couple of roles that feel like they're ending naturally on their own. It feels sort of bittersweet. Some of them I'm more excited than others. Some I'm a little bittersweet on. Kind of like I'm happy. I don't know that it's retirement, but it's like retiring. Like I'm happy to be retiring and have more time to myself, but I also really enjoyed what I used to do. Right. So there's this bittersweet sort of yes, no tug of war in there. But I also feel like what's happening is there's the releasing of a lot of energetic stuff in your energy. The darker color orange, this feels like the weight of obligation. And it feels like as these other roles are sort of shifting, it's releasing some of this obligation, which in return allows your energy to expand naturally outward because obligation is very heavy. So as you release it, it's like a buoy effect, right? It sort of opens up a bit. Don't be surprised if you start having ideas about some sort of thing you would like to do. And I don't know if it's a business idea or a crafty idea or a travel idea. I don't know, but it feels like it starts like a little kernel of an idea that maybe you say, oh, that'll never happen. But as you start to move away from these roles, it feels like that becomes more of a possibility to you. So maybe don't talk yourself out of it just because where you are at this current moment, it doesn't look like that. Because friend, I think your perspective will shift as you sort of walk away from whatever these roles are. Again, they feel connected but separate somehow. Sometimes, there's a lot of things that we as humans do. And one is we allow the roles that we fulfill to become labels instead of simply descriptive things, right? So people who are teachers are notorious for this. Doctors, lawyers, nurses, these are all people who are notorious for this. I am a nurse, right? So you identify as a nurse. Everything about you starts to reflect as a nurse. And believe me, from personal experience, it just permeates all aspects of your life. I mean, it's just like when you work retail for a long time, at some point, you're going to answer your personal phone and say, how can I help you? Because that's literally the rote thing that you're trained into. And it feels like letting go of some of these things like you're trained into is a little sticky, but they're encouraging you to just do your best to just try not to control it. Try not to get too controlly. Okay, Patty? All right, here we go. My guides want you to understand. This is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. First card out for you, friend, is the world. You are literally standing at the beginning of something new. This feels like walking into something that feels better for you. The next card out of the deck is ineffective team, telling me you're walking away from something that hasn't necessarily felt like it resonated for a while. To me, it feels like naturally outgrowing something. I don't know specifically what it is, but it also feels like it's on more than one front. They're showing a multi-sided dice with this. My guides are telling me as you do this, spending time alone with yourself is going to be very helpful so that you can get clearer understanding of where it is that you actually want to go and what it is you actually like. Because, like I said, I feel like there's been a lot of obligation in your life and not a lot of room for desire to grow because you've trained yourself to believe I don't get what I want anyway, so why should I want things, right? There's a feeling of learning to let that go. There's a ton of potential in your energy for the upcoming year, but they're asking you to let go of focusing so much on your disappointment at things that have changed. This is not about looking back at things that didn't happen and being sad about it. This is about looking forward to what you would like to see happen and being excited about it. We have to learn to shift the narrative a little bit. This is also a year of healing some wounds for you. So again, the feeling of walking away and a little bit bittersweet. They're asking you not to get too in your head about this as you do it because it is part of the growth on your spiritual side that is reflecting in your material world. You've done some growing internally, so this is the reflection of the internal growth on the outside aspect of your life. So again, you must do this a lot because they're saying stay out of your head. This is not something that you need to overthink. This is something we're working away from, okay? You are manifesting something better for yourself, but you have to be patient and you have to allow yourself to walk away from the things that are not actually helpful for you, Patty, even if it feels a little bit bittersweet. And believe me, I'm not someone to advocate ending relationships, cutting people off, or anything like that. I'm a huge fan of boundaries. I can love you through a screen door, no problem, right? Boundaries are important. And often it happens when the boundary needs to be put there so the other person doesn't mess up this relationship. You know what I mean? Yes, Crystal, there are still openings, friend. All right, Patty, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope it was helpful. Please make sure you go back and watch the replay. To everyone who's watching. The channel's share, just a reminder, it's tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Central. It is over Zoom. Tickets are still available. Listen, this is an excellent place to come and join people of like minds, talk about things like UFOs and aliens and see what kind of stuff comes through on the channel. Bring your questions, friend. The more questions there are, the more lively the conversation. All right. Thank you very much. All right. Holly, you are up next. Come on down and say hello. Meta and Chrissy, what do we think about this format? Are we fans? Are we not fans? What are we thinking? Hi, Holly. I see you. I'm going to take a sip of my Dr. Pepper right quick. Crystal, I got you, friend. You are on the list. My private sessions, by the way, are very limited, but they are available. They are limited, though. All right, Holly. My eyes are going very blurry with your energy, Holly. That's a good thing. You have a lot of activity in your space, and I know things look and feel a little blurry to you. Friend, welcome to the club. You are in the liminal space, right? So something that I didn't realize that actually was pointed out to me, not pointed out, but my guides make sure something is, sorry. Something that was very clearly demonstrated to me through a Reiki Rachel thing. If you haven't listened to her January energy, you should do that. Is that we are leaving the year of the snake and transitioning into the year of the horse. But there is a gap between the secular calendar in January and the lunar calendar in February, right? So we're in this very liminal space right now, this very liminal gap. And many, many, many of us are feeling this. And Holly, when I look at your energy, this is the very first thing they bring to the forefront for me, right? They're definitely showing me this. Again, if you haven't listened to Reiki Rachel saying everyone in here, you should, okay? Holly, when I look at this cloud sort of around you, it's very misty, very soft. It's got a lot of lavender in it, a lot of dark blue, a lot of light blue. I can feel the pressure in my throat. I can also see some green. I feel like I see every chakra as I'm actually talking to you. It's coming in more and more clear. So there's nothing about you that is out of balance or that feels like you need to, hey, pay attention to this. What I am being shown quite literally is that you're fine. It's the environment, right? Again, my crown, they're showing to me like walking through a very foggy space. If you guys have ever seen the movie with Nicole Kidman where she was in a house and she could never go down the road because it was so foggy, called The Others, I think it was called. It's very much like that. Like you start walking down and suddenly it's so foggy you can't see, so you turn around. They're showing this to me, demonstrating this to me as it's okay. Be patient, continue doing what you're doing. Things are moving into place. It is a universal 1 year. I'm going to say this 10,000 times, I'm sure, today. But it's important that we understand that, because we are ending major cycles, but we are still in the liminal phase. So there are still things that feel like they're holding on from the snake skin before we jump on the back of this crazy horse that's going to take off, right? So they're just telling me to tell you to stay the course, stay the path. I know it feels very sort of like blurry or whatever right now, but I just want you to understand that you are moving in the right direction. You are okay. It's just we're in this weird energetic gap. This has a lot to do with your crown, third eye, and throat. So your etheric chakras are getting some sort of, I hesitate to use the word boost, but they're literally showing me a battery charging. So take that for what it is. Look for small changes in things, the way you perceive things. Pay attention to how your body feels, especially. All right. Holly, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Literally, you are walking into a new beginning, just like a lot of us. This is a universal 1 year, my friend. And I know things feel crowded or crowded or clouded. Interesting. Crowded in your head, clouded in your eyes. Ooh, interesting. Things feel off, right? I understand you may not feel like you can clearly see your path. That doesn't mean it's not there. Okay. It is there. I promise. What my guides are asking you to do is focus on the thing that brings you the greatest sense of mental inner peace right now, instead of focusing on that crossing over of signals. Instead of focusing on the contrast around you, to the best of your ability, try to keep yourself as centered as possible. This requires you to have compassion for yourself as you're taking these next steps. I know that there's some reluctance in you to turn your attention back towards yourself instead of focusing on things outside of you. But the more you focus outside of you, the more of a consequence this will have on your energy. What's happening in this liminal space is you are drawing together the components that are going to help you to be the most charismatic version of yourself, because in the next several months, there is this feeling of stepping into the next phase of your awakening experience. And while I don't know specifically what that looks like I said, they're showing it to me like a charging of a battery. So to me, that's like things getting a little stronger, a little clearer, a little more easy to understand. It's not like, you're going to see I never say never, but it's unlikely that you're going to see a burning bush in your front yard that speaks to you, right? It is more likely that you're going to just start to be more in connection with how your body feels. So pay attention there, because that's where we all start feeling things first, is in our bodies. Holly, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate you, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Woo! Like I said, it is strong today, friends. It is strong today. So if I'm spicy, I apologize. I am really not remembering these, and I'm only remembering when I get that interference. And it's weird because I come back for a second and I'm like, what? Wait, interference? Nope. Then I'm gone again. It's very weird. Very weird. Holly says, thank you so much. I am currently a Reiki level 2 practitioner and have been doing the work. Absolutely, friend. This is you gathering the components to step into this next role in the universal one, the starting out of the next phase of your awakening experience. Pay attention when you're doing your Reiki to the things you're receiving during Reiki. Your channel's open. It's open to more than just Reiki, friend. Pay attention to what you're receiving, right? All right, Holly, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Lori, you are next. Come on down. Lori is next. And then Melissa, Maria, Susan, Sally, Amber, and Crystal. If you have sent payment and I did not call your name, please make sure to tag one of the mods in the room so that they can help me figure that out. Lori, I see you. This is so much easier to see people too. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. My guys were right. They were very insistent that I do it this way today. Very insistent. So now that I'm not using my hair tie to hold my incense, let's see if I can put my hair up. I mean, everything in this room is packed up except the bare essentials. So it definitely feels a little interesting, but it makes sense, right? If I'm moving to a new location and building a whole new workspace, for lack of a better term, why wouldn't this be the perfect time to encourage me to change the way I do stuff, right? It is the perfect time, quite literally. All right. Lori, I am excited to read for you. Thank you for your patience and your time. Again, Lori's up now. Then Melissa, Maria, Susan, Sally, Amber, and Crystal. Plenty of spaces left if you want one. All right. Lori. All right, Lori. When I come into your energy, the very first thing I feel is like I'm getting a big warm hug. And the next thing I perceive is this beautiful fuzzy pink color. And if you've been watching me for any length of time, you understand that this fuzzy pink color is very much associated with, sorry. Hold on. You know, when your iPad and everything is connected, it's such a thing. My bad. I'm sorry. This take two. This fuzzy pink color is associated with an empathy, a high level empath. So what that tells me is that while it is not your only clair, it is your strongest clair. Your empathy is very, very strong. So for you, this empathy is going to inform all of your other clairs, meaning you will feel it first, likely in an emotional capacity. So when you walk into a room and you get that weird like in your stomach, and then you start having a conversation with someone, and halfway through the conversation, you're like, wow, that's where that came from. Yes, friend, this is your energy speaking to you. You're very, very sensitive as an empath. As an empath, I feel like you take on a little bit too much weight of other people's energies as well. I understand it's very wonderful that you offer this sort of open heart policy, right? It's not bad. I just feel like there needs to be a little bit of a boundary, because it does feel like there are some peoples perhaps that are in your orbit that are happy to take advantage of your good intentions and your good heart. And not that they are bad people, don't misunderstand me, but that it's easy to fall into complacency when someone else is willing to do all the work for you. See? So the images they're giving me are like adult children. Like, I love my adult children, but when they come home, somehow they magically forget how to do the most simple things in their life, like put a glass in the dishwasher. Now, I know both of these children live in their own apartments that don't look like pigsties. And so how is it that they walk into my house and like a magical doorway, they suddenly forget to do this, right? It's something like that. It's this gentle reminder that you should not, and you're being encouraged not to do everything for everyone all the time. That leaves no time for replenishment for yourself. And it can leave you feeling very drained and out of place in your own environment. I feel like 2026 especially is the year of gentle boundaries for you, especially when it comes to expenditure of energy. You should not, at the end of the day, feel like you are so completely drained, at least not every day. And if you are feeling that way, there's too much energy that's leaving you and not enough energy coming back. And a big part of that is relationships that are not two-sided. And it doesn't have to mean that the other person is doing something wrong or bad. It could just mean that where they are, they don't have the capacity to reciprocate, right? And that's fine. And it's not about taking your energy or withdrawing from them. It's about sort of metering what you're giving, right? Give them the opportunity to feel the absence, and so they can make better changes to replace it with their own energy, right? And I know that can be really hard, especially if it's around someone or something that you really, really love, like a career or a partner or a child or something. But it's that loving sort of pat on the butt, you can do this type of thing that you're being asked to do as part of the growth in your own empathy, right? So this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Lori, my guides, first thing out, this is a year where you're going to have to see things a little bit differently through the rose-colored glasses that you brought from Source. And I understand that this stirs up a whole lot of insecurities that you already have, especially around drawing boundaries with people. But you cannot give everything and expect to feel okay. It doesn't work that way. You have to replenish as well. Right now, they're acknowledging that there's some instability in your energy, but that again is because your empathy is giving out more than you are replenishing. So, in order to get back to feeling most like your charismatic self, you have to let go of your fear of changing things. This is the death card, friend, saying the old version of you is dying away and a new version is coming forward. But as you move in this direction, it's going to feel a little bit out of balance just for a minute. All you have to do is be brave enough to take that first step in the right direction, right? Girl, drop your reluctance. They're acknowledging it's not easy, but they're also acknowledging that you have the strength to actually do it. And it doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean cutting people off. It means having mindful boundaries. This is where the disharmony that you are feeling in your energy starts to come back together, because the neglected pieces of you that you've put on a shelf to address everyone else's needs start to finally come home to roost, so to speak. This is going to require you to be as generous with yourself as you are with everyone else, but it will help you to manifest something physically into your environment that reflects this better feeling. That's important, friend. And the best thing you can do for yourself, quite literally, is just walk towards the thing that make you feel most creatively inspired. When we are in the act of creation, it is one of the greatest meditative states we can find. Why? Well, if source is all of creation, when you are in the act of creating, you are simply channeling that energy through you, and it is expressing through the lens of you. So use it as such, right? Lori, Lori, Lori. You see a golden heart? Aw, that's awesome. I love that light. I'm taking that light to Florida. The people who buy this house are going to have to buy a new light. Hello, Whitney. Good morning. Lori, thank you so much. Hey, Mike. Good morning. All right, Lori, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I hope it was helpful. Melissa, you are up. Come on down and say hello. If it is your turn, please make sure you say, hi, it's me, and your name so that I know that it's you. If you would like a reading, pardon moi. If you would like a reading, readings are $25. Venmo and PayPal are available to you. You can look me up as Consciously Erin. Please do not look up Erin Brown. That is going to send it to a personal account that I do not have. I'm not logged into, so I won't see your payment. Don't do that. You want to look up Consciously Erin, please. Consciously Erin. My email, Erin@consciouslyerin.com. Very easy, right? You can look me up. Melissa, you are up next. Come on down and say hello. Thank you, Lori. Make sure you guys, if you get a reading, make sure you go back and watch the replay later, because there's so much more information in there than you get the first time through. Because often I'm talking really fast and you're trying to sort of process what I'm saying and you sort of skip over the top. Still not showing, but you're here. All right, Melissa, I got you. I don't know why I can't see you. That's so weird. All right, but I got you. All right, here we go. Melissa, I'm very excited. Thank you so very much. I don't know why I can't see her. It's so weird. Just be careful that we're not blocking anyone who has a payment that went through or anything like that, mods. Just be real careful. All right, Melissa, here we go. I can see you on here. So I'm going to look down here, guys, so I can focus on her, okay? All right, Melissa. So my guides literally are like, what do you think the common theme is? What's happened in the last few readings with her, Erin? And I'm like, she feels unseen. Erin, Melissa, friend, there's somewhere in your life that you must feel very unseen. And this is gotten to the point that it needs to be addressed. So much so that they're coming forward very physically to present that to you. Hello, strong message. I don't know where it is, but as soon as I start talking about it, I get this very uneasy feeling and sort of rocky feeling down in my root and sacral chakras. So your root is the home of your worldview. Your sacral chakra is the home to the roles that you play. Something in here is unsettled, okay? And there's a feeling of not feeling heard along with this, okay? So sometimes I'm not saying this is you, but this is where I tend to see this type of energetic reflection, okay? I see this when someone is one side of a relationship that is the other side is either very controlling, self-absorbed, even if they're not bad people. You know what I mean? I'm not making commentary on good or bad. I am making statements of truth, right? They just don't have time, or they're stuck in something else. A job that feels like it never sort of acknowledges the hard work that you're doing. A role that you play that feels like you're constantly carrying the weight of something and never releasing any weight, or never being acknowledged for the weight that you carry. There's a lot of different sort of reverberations of this that this could be. But usually, I have to say, it involves some sort of closer relationship, maybe not partnership love wise, but partnership like I keep wanting to say financially, but partnership like fiscally, like business wise or something. It's very hard for me to say, but I am going to encourage you that you, whatever this is, it feels like it really wants to be addressed. I do feel very uneasy when I start to step on it, as if it's like knowing that you have to have a conversation with your mom and tell her that she needs to be in a like an assisted living environment because she needs extra care, and you can't do it, and you know that she's not going to like that conversation, but you know that it's best for her, and so you're fighting with yourself about this, and you put it off and put it off and put it off, and then something happens, she falls or something happens. So this is the feeling of you need to address this. Whatever it is, it's time to stop playing around and address it. And I don't know if that'll fix the issue here with YouTube or not, but maybe. Who knows? Melissa, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. The very first card out of the deck for you, friend, is the Devil on the Shoulder. This is very much an echo of what I was just saying. There's something that is like holding you, or you're allowing it to hold you back for some reason, and this is your indication that it needs to be addressed. This is a hard lesson in self-sufficiency because it is knocking you way out of alignment with yourself. And again, I don't know what specifically it is, but it feels like some sort of closer type of relationship, okay? My guides tell me that when you keep putting this off, you are only delaying your own feeling better, right? This card is delayed festivity. This is the feeling of I'm holding off my own celebration, right? So stop neglecting this and start answering this. I know it feels overwhelming, but once you do this, friend, what happens is it shifts things for you for the better. Maybe not immediately, but there is this feeling of dreams and desires being closer at hand than ever before, but you have to address whatever this is. So they're asking you to get out of your head about whatever it is and turn towards those things that you have neglected for a while, because this is where change happens. Wheel of Fortune spins around to face in your direction once this kind of gets addressed. All right. Melissa, friend, I know I can't see your comments. I apologize, but I hope it was helpful. Yeah, I don't know what happened earlier, Nancy. It's so strange. I had to restart my live. So I can't schedule my lives ahead of time, because if I do that, when I go to start it, there's something wrong. So just know that my lives are typically Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 a.m. Central, for about 2 to 2.5 hours. I do have a list. It grows very quickly. Please do not prepay for your reading, and do not send payment through YouTube. If you want to send a gift through YouTube, girl, I'm going to say yes every time. It is not necessary. It is always appreciated, never necessary. So the goal is really to build the you can see if she's hidden after the live and unblock her. Oh, really? YouTube studio settings, community, find them, hidden users. Oh, all right. I will check that. I will check that, Whitney. Either way, Melissa, you need to address this. And if we did block you, it was a total accident, I promise. Okay. All right. Up next is Maria. Melissa, thank you again. Maria is next. Then Susan, Sally, Amber, and Crystal. I have plenty of spots left, you guys. If you want a reading, it's a great time. Lots of good energy flowing through here. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Whitney, I'm going to try to remember you telling me that. I'm going to write it down. Let's see. Community, hidden. So the channel share, hidden users. All right. Is this Friday? That would be tomorrow at 7 p.m. It is a setup similar to this, except it's over Zoom, so we can actually have a conversation. I want to talk about aliens. You want to ask me about the third door? Let's talk about the third door. I want to talk about energy. I want to talk about how it affects you. I want to help you feel better about how it affects you, and give you reasons why it affects you the way it does. If you want to know why you get buzzy in your toes when such and such is happening in the energy, come to the conversation. Come to the playhouse. We're going to have lots of time, lots of conversation. Maria, I see you. And every person that buys a ticket, you get an email later on. Usually, I think it's the next day. You get an email with a replay of everything. You can rewatch it. And this time, I'm going to try my best to also write up a summary, like a written summary, so that you have that as well, because revisiting the conversation can bring you back to the frequency. So listen, it's a good time to do it. Whitney, you got my email, right? Just making sure. Chrissy, I was going to send you an email with the link, but I get the impression that you probably wouldn't make it. So if you want it, let me know. But Whitney, good. Okay. And Meta, you should have got yours too. Okay. All right. Maria, say hello. You are next, my friend. There you are. I got you. I already have you pinned. I'm already doing it. Okay. I got it. Maria, we're good. I'm sorry. All right. I got you, Maria. I promise. I see you. I see you. All right. So, Maria, when I come into your energy, the very first thing that stands out for me is that your connection to source, this isn't new. Okay. They're showing me a long timeline, that isn't necessarily other life experiences, but this life experience. The timeline kind of moves up and down like this, like you have moments of deep connection, then you separate yourself, then deep connection, you separate yourself. Feels like your environment has a lot to do with that, or where you find yourself specifically in the environment has something to do with that. It feels like there was a deeper connection when you were younger, then it sort of faded out. Not faded out because it disappeared, but because you turned the volume down, likely because you were lifing, right? And then it sort of came back, and then it feels like it faded out again, and now it's coming back. There's nothing that you have to learn here. This is all remembrance, right? They're also showing me that there's a lineage in your energy. So lineage to me is an echo in your energy, meaning that there are many life experiences that your higher self is having with a similar sort of overarching lesson, like all different characters in the same book, right? So often when all these characters are having experiences at the same time, there can be crossover of things from one experience to the next. Very interesting, which means feelings like deja vu, feelings like Nancy, I see you. Feelings like deja vu. They keep wanting me to say feelings like deja vu, weird dreams that feel oddly real, right? The ability to remember skills without any practice, right? If you can play the piano very naturally, friend, there's a reason. You share energy with a different incarnation. That's something that they do, right? All right. Maria, I feel like you're coming back into connection with a connection that you've already had for a long time. I do think maybe you have forgotten how strong this connection was, because there's a lot of space between where you are and where you were, right? And your current circumstances will often color the way you view your memories, right? If you're having a good time with your spouse, then when you look back, most of the memories you're going to think about are positive. If you're struggling with your spouse, when you look back, most of the memories you're going to look at are negative. This is self-perpetuating energy. This is psychology, not magic, right? So when I look at you, I feel as though When you look back, you're looking through the lens of where you are right now, which feels like it has some contrast to it, a little bit of difficulty, a little bit of feeling on the outside. So you're not able to perceive exactly how strong that connection really was. As you let go of some of the difficulties that they're clearly showing me you are letting go of, so this can be healing in the heart or something like that. There's some healing happening that as you let go of this, it will become more clear to you that this connection has always been there. And you're going to be more like, oh yeah, I remember that, instead of, oh my God, look at that. So don't be surprised, and don't hold yourself to the feeling that as you move through your awakening, it's always going to be mind-blowing realizations. It's not supposed to be, because the more you level up, the less like a big jump it feels, right? That's the way it's supposed to be. That's what momentum and alignment feels like. So don't talk yourself out of it just because it wasn't like, oh my God moment. It was more like a moment, like still counts, right? So this is what my guides have to say. In addition to everything else I have already said, Maria, moving forward, my guides are saying, as you continue to balance out your heart, like I said, there's a little bit of healing that's happening in that space. They're asking you to have some patience with yourself, because there's some misalignment that's been coming in and out of your timeline for quite a while, especially focusing on things outside of you. However, what my guides want you to understand is now you're walking into a more stable period. This is about stability, this family abundance card. You have what you need to keep you feeling safe and prepared and provided for. So as you move forward, this is going to play a part in your energy. My guides tell me you are literally standing on the edge of expansion in your energy, opening up to something that feels and seems much more rosy than it was before. That's because you're finally allowing yourself to once again look through those rose-colored glasses that you have. My guides tell me this is a hard lesson in self-sufficiency in this life experience, but it's also part of balancing out your heart space. Like I said, there's some healing in there from that heart space, right? Manvi, I see you. So as you continue moving forward, you want to continue doing the self-evaluation that whatever it is you've been doing. So if it's shadow work, inner child healing, whatever it is, they're asking you to continue doing that moving forward, because that's what's propelling the growth that you're stepping into. To do that, you're going to not only have to be compassionate towards yourself, but you're going to also have to have some discipline and not allow your frustration with certain lessons to get you to give up or put aside the momentum you've already accomplished, right? Don't get frustrated and walk away and pretend you don't want to do it. Okay. So again, walking into a brighter future full of transformational change and spiritual growth. This is your opportunity for a new beginning, right? But you have to let go of the way things were before, that healing in the heart space. And sometimes that requires you to go through a little bit of sort of confrontational, disruptive, I need to deal with this type of stuff. Right? No, Nancy, you did not miss your time. Manvi, I got your payment. So Maria, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful. Thank you. Again, make sure you guys, if you purchase a reading, go back and watch it on the replay. Okay. All right, Maria, let's unpin this. All right, Susan. Susan is up next. So we have Susan, Sally, Amber, Crystal, Nancy, and Manvi. If you would like a reading, list is still open. If it is your turn, please make sure you say, hi, it's me, and then your name, so I know that it's you. My camera is backwards. Oh my gosh, that is weird. I wonder if I can fix that. You know what? I'm not even going to mess with it because I don't know how to do it. So let's not mess with it, right? All right, Susan, you are next. Come on down, friend. I am excited to read for you. Maria says, thank you, very helpful. I am happy to be here with you. Come on down, Susan, and say hello. Do me a favor, you guys. If you have not gone out and liked this live, please do that. It does help. The more we build the passive revenue of this channel, the more I can offer these for free. That is the goal, friends. And literally all you have to do is watch, right? That's it. If you have the opportunity to hype one of my videos and it comes across your page, do that as well. It's very, very helpful. I see all the little hearts down there. I don't know who that is, but I can actually see it on here. Cool. Very cool. All right, Susan, paging Susan. If you are, maybe tag one of my mods. Let me see. Well, thank you, Steffi. I appreciate that. Susan, I got a payment from you. Come on down. It's your turn, friend. Come on down. Come on down. Make sure you say, hey, it's me, Susan, so I can see you. Maybe tag one of my mods like Mom, Meta, or Chrissy, or maybe you can tag me. I don't know. I'm also a little concerned because Melissa doesn't show up either. If I'm calling your name and you are Susan and I can't see you, if you can send, I hate to ask you to do this, send $1, then I'll see you. But and I can send the $1 back to you. I don't know. But Susan, it is your turn. Well, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Thank you. The hyping of the videos is, I think, helpful. I don't really know, but I don't think they would put it out there if it wasn't. And I am trying to grow. So, and you guys, as I move to Florida, I'm going to be bringing up and creating more, creating in-person retreats, learning weekends. I'm excited about it. All right. So Susan, I don't know where Susan is. We're going to put a pin in Susan. You don't see her anymore. Hopefully she comes back. All right. Sally, you're next. Come on down. We'll put a pin in Susan. Sally, you are next. Then Amber, Crystal, Nancy, and Monvi. If you'd like a reading, readings are only $25. I am so excited for my reading too, Meta, or my move too. I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing. I can already feel the vibrations of it. I have so many visions of this retreat sort of working weekend. Like, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be, I see you, Sally. So picture this, right? Picture this, a 2-day weekend where you, as the person, come to this beautiful sort of shoreside place in sunny Florida, somewhere that's affordable, okay? And while you're there, the first day, Reiki Rachel opens the day with a beautiful activation by the shore, right? We allow the energy of the ocean to wake us up and bring us into the day. And then we have a lovely breakfast together, and then we go in and we go into a class that I'm going to teach, where I'm going to teach you how energy works from the micro to the macro, from the cosmos to the atoms in your cells. Then we're going to have a lovely lunch together and a little socializing outside. And then in the afternoon, we're going to come in and Reiki Rachel is going to teach us all the basics of Reiki, how to apply what I've literally just taught you, right? Tell you what it is, how it works, how to do it on yourself, how to help yourself. And then perhaps we end the day with a sound bowl session to sort of align us to the energy of the earth. And then on Sunday, we all just have a beach day. Like, that's what I'm picturing. So stay tuned. My whole body is vibrating while I'm talking about this. If you want to sponsor this retreat, let me know. All right. Sally, I'm very excited to read for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to talk to you. I hope you guys felt that. Because that ran through me like, woo, wonderful. All right, Sally, here we go. All right, Sally, when I look at your energy, I have this feeling of, I don't know how to explain it, quiet satisfaction, maybe? There's this sense of sort of sitting at the table and looking out at the yard and thinking of, look how beautiful that garden is. Look at how beautiful it all is. Look at all the beauty. But what's interesting is that in the imagery, you're still in the house. You're still behind the glass. It's kind of interesting because there's no sense of urgency to this. I don't feel sad or unhappy or anything like this. I just feel like I'm admiring a beautiful scenery that for some reason I've convinced myself, or I have some underlying belief that I don't even know that I recognize I have, that I can't go out there. Kind of like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz when she opens the door and everything's in color, right? Like I recognize that it's there, but I'm holding myself back from experiencing it. So, Sally, What this usually means is that you have a connection that is far more broadband than you're allowing yourself to believe. And a lot of times that comes from the definitions that we have around certain things like our clairs or our special abilities or whatever you want to call them, right? A misconception about what it actually looks like. Clairaudience, many people get caught up on the idea that clairaudience is a voice booming from the heavens with guidance. It's not for like 99.9% of people. It's not. Clairaudience is a combination of many things for me. You have to remember, it just means clear hearing. It's the utilization of the physical ear to translate vibration into information. That's all it is. So when you can reduce it down to that, you can stop telling yourself you don't have it, right? It's the little pitches and tones you hear. It's the songs that get your attention. It's the sound of the birds that get your attention. It's the goosebumps you get when you listen to music. It's many, many things. And maybe it's not clairaudience that you're struggling with, but there's something that I feel like you have defined as beautiful, but out of reach. And it's simply untrue. You absolutely have access to this. And I feel like you have easier access to it than you think you do. It's just a matter of defining it for yourself. So they're encouraging me to tell you what I mean when I say this is what my guides say. So I had this conversation with a client yesterday. If I were to tell you all of the sensory input that I was getting from my guides, it would take so long to do that I would lose the message, because I would be saying, I'm seeing this, I'm hearing this, I'm feeling this, I'm smelling this, because it's not one thing, it's everything. So when I say this is what my guides say, it's the simplest way to compress all of that and just get to the message. So be careful of how you are interpreting through your lens what someone else may be saying or using as a definition, because you are an individual frequency pattern. Things have to adjust to your frequency, which means they're not going to be the same for you as they are for me. So that's very, very, very important. Okay. Susan, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything. I'm sorry, Sally, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are encouraging you to step forward into your authenticity fully. Don't stop defining yourself by how someone else tells you it should look or feel, because that is folly. That's not how it works. Everyone is an individual frequency. Everyone experiences things individually. So don't tell yourself it's not something because it doesn't look the same as someone else's experience. This is where you're going to find your greatest feeling of alignment. This is also where renewal is going to find you. You have the opportunity to set sail onto a brand new horizon and go outside of the house and into the beautiful garden, going somewhere you've never been before. It's very guided by your crown, but it requires you to evaluate where you're holding yourself back and what definitions you're telling yourself you have that are important or matter when they don't. Okay. My guides tell me that the restlessness you feel is because you're closer to where you're going than where you are, but you have overloaded yourself with some sort of idea that it has to look and feel a certain way when that's untrue. You stand at the edge of potential, friend. This is your invitation to step forward into what's calling your name, but you have to let go of what you're holding on to. And again, it brings me right back to the feeling of like definitions of some kind. Definitions of some kind. All right, Sally, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it was helpful. Susan, I see you. Just a moment, friend. I'm finishing up here with Sally because we didn't see you. So I will do your reading. I promise. Just relax. Sally, thank you again, friend. I hope that was helpful. I hope it was helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Susan is next, then Amber, Crystal, Nancy, and Manvi. I have plenty of spots available. Plenty of spots available. No issues with the live on my end. I'm on my phone. Try exiting, restarting. Make sure you are watching live and not on the delay. Yeah, make sure you're watching live and not on the delay. That's a big one. Make sure you're live with me, okay? It is currently 10:17 a.m. Central Time for me, so that's how you know what time this is live. So please. All right, Susan. I got you, Butterfly Angel. Susan, take a nice big deep breath in for me. You got to relax just a minute. Take a nice big deep breath in and release. I see you, Susan. Drop your shoulders. Please give me permission to have access to your energy. Susan, I feel like maybe you are watching me on a delay. So I need you to make sure that you're here with me live, okay? Because I'm seeing your comments and I'm reading for you, and I need to make sure that you're here live with me. All right? I got you. Here we go, Susan. There's a lot of anxiety in your energy, okay? And I know that right now you feel like I'm not seeing you or you're not connecting or something. You are connected to me, so relax around that issue. The anxiety is coming from instability somewhere else, and it's permeating many, many, many areas of your life. The image they're giving me is like of a waitress with two trays, but the trays are overloaded with plates, and I'm trying very hard to balance everything, but I'm also walking on unstable ground. So again, when I look at your energy, much like other people's energies, especially today, there's very much this limbo period, right? Where we're in between shedding the skin of the snake and riding on the back of the horse. And until the Lunar New Year, this is very much a limbo space. When I look at you, I feel like that's where you are, is that you're walking on the unsteady ground of the limbo, but you're allowing it through your reaction to it to control many aspects of your life. So I don't feel like everything is as out of control or outside of your control or not going the way you want it or something as much as you think it is. But the environment in which you find yourself fosters a feeling of helplessness somehow. And because of that, it's perpetrating into other things around you, making small things feel big, right? So this is not something you're doing wrong. This is something that a lot of people do just because we're human and this is how it works. Especially if you're very tuned into the news or very tuned into anything like a person that you know that all they do is gossip or complain about something, friends, then of course that becomes part of your energy, right? Entrainment is a real thing with energy. Your energy starts to echo and reflect the energy you surround yourself with. That's why meditation becomes so very important. I feel like whatever you have your attention on is clouding your signal and making things feel harder than they are. And I don't know what it is specifically. Wouldn't that be lovely? I think it would be. If I could just point and say, this is the problem in your life, fix it, that would be great. But it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, they like you to take power into your own space, into your own hands, right? So my guides, I feel like they're trying to show me that you know what it is. And even if it feels small, it has a large echo. So whatever this is that is out of your control, they're clearly showing me it's out of your control, yet it has all of your focus or a big part of your focus and your attention. And because of that, it is perpetrating that same frequency all throughout your biosphere. This can make you feel physically ill, emotionally ill, unstable, bad sleep, all the stuff. And most people don't even realize it is energetic at its core. So if you can straighten that out, it fixes a lot of things. I wish I could tell you what it is. It feels odd to me, like it's a small thing that you're giving a lot of attention to. And whatever it is out of your control. So there's no reason for you to give so much attention to it. Okay. So this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Susan, the first card out of the deck for you is the Empress. This is about you being a beautiful, nurturing soul, probably a really strong empath, which would explain why you are putting so much attention on something that is out of your control. It must be pulling on your heartstrings, whatever it is. However, what that does is fosters a sense of instability in your space. So they're asking you to walk away from that, even though it seems to have your attention. There's a feeling of a broken heart of some kind with this. Not that it might be your broken heart, but something in there is emotional. And they're asking you, yes, I know that you feel like that you're in your head about this and you feel like I should be doing something or focusing or whatever on this. But again, you're just propagating a feeling you don't want to have, right? There is a teaching in your root that makes you believe You have to sacrifice your own happiness for other people. And it may not be an overt teaching like this, but the feeling of I need to throw myself on the altar of some cause comes from the society that we live in. And it's not necessarily that I'm saying you shouldn't be putting your attention towards things that you can do something about. But if you literally cannot change the circumstance from where you are, you have to let it go unless your focus is in the direction of something else that feels better. Because honestly, friends, this is something Esther Hicks has said forever. You cannot push against and see a different result at the same time. Law of attraction is just energy, so it's neutral. It doesn't care if you want it or not. So if you're focused on it, you're going to get more of it. So be careful, right? The Wheel of Fortune is trying desperately to turn things around for you, but your lack of faith in yourself is holding you back. This is your opportunity to step forward into a time of spiritual growth and mental clarity, but you have to let go of whatever this is that has your attention. Your intuition has been telling you this, I feel like, for a while, but for whatever reason, you are reluctant to follow through. However, they are saying if you allow yourself to let go and follow through, it leads to a sense of victory. Victory. Feeling better, feeling more in control, all the stuff. I wish I could tell you exactly what it is, Susan. I have no idea. Sally, thanks, Erin. So on point. Wow, FYI, I officially opened my Reiki business. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and I feel a pause. I'm looking for tapping into my toe. Wow, wonderful, 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 Sally. Thank you. Okay, Susan, thank you very much. I hope it was helpful, friend. I do. I really do. I hope it was helpful. All right. Amber, you are next. Come on down and say hello. You guys, I have my big giant crystal. I did not pack my giant quartz, my amplifier. Did not pack it. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to see that, Susan. 100% correct. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you. All right, Amber, you are next. Say hello, friend. You are up. After Amber is Crystal, Nancy, and Manvi. I do have plenty of spots. Plenty of spots available, friends. If you would like to participate, if you'd like a reading, they are only $25. Venmo and PayPal is the easiest way to send payment, is the only way to send payment. You're the insider on that, right? Amber, come on down, come on down, come on down. Live keeps lagging. Manvi, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to help with that, unfortunately. On my end, I'm told I have a great connection. What is this? I don't want to push it because I'm afraid it's going to... When I'm done with the readings, there's a lot of buttons I want to push and see what happens, but I don't want to push them now because I don't know what's going to happen. All right. Amber, come on down and say hello. You are up. You are up. If it is your turn, make sure that you say, hi, I'm so-and-so, so that I can do your reading. I just looked at the clock. It was 121. Kimberly, I see you, and you are on the list. Hello, Camilla. All right, Amber. Amber, this is your call, Amber. I'm not seeing any comments for Amber. But I'm doing my best. If Amber comes back, we will do her reading. We're going to put a pin in that. Please do your best to stay in the room if you have paid for a reading, because I need you here. If Amber, if you are in the room and I am not seeing your comments, tag one of my mods, right? You can try exiting and coming back. Also, you can also send $1 to my Venmo and I will see you. But right now I don't see you. So I'm going to put a pin in Amber. We'll come back to her if she comes back. Crystal, you are up. Come on down and say hello. Do I answer questions from this platform, Robert? Not when you yell at me. No. And friend, these are paid readings. If you would like a more personalized reading, you can do that through my website. Yes. Caps lock, but it felt like you were yelling at me. So please don't do that. All right. Crystal, say hello. Come on down, friend. Crystal, Crystal, I'm excited. Let's do it. Crystal. Nope, not Susan. We're looking for Amber or Crystal. Where is everybody? Where is everybody going? Hello, Amber or Crystal. I needed that sugar. Yes. Hi, Susan. We got Susan done. We're looking for Amber or Crystal. Come on, guys. Where are you? Amber or Crystal? Send some hearts. Do something so I can see you. Amber or Crystal. I don't know what's going on here. All right. Nancy's up. If there's no Amber and there's no Crystal, Nancy is up. Yes, Channel's Chair event is on Friday. It's a great place. You can have lots of conversations. It's wonderful. Hi, Nancy. I see you. I've even started my 850. I don't know what FLFE boost is, but I see you. So I'm excited for you. You sound very excited. That's wonderful. I love excitement. That's a fun thing. Right. Chrissy, I already read for Susan. I just finished reading for Susan. So now I'm looking for Amber, Crystal, or Nancy, and Nancy is the one who answered. So we're going to go with Nancy. Make sure that you're not on a lag, you guys. It is 10:29 a.m. Central Time where I am. I'm going to start reading for Nancy, 529. I love it. Nancy's 529. Oh, focus, life force, energy. Oh, I love it. Hi, Crystal. I will do next. Please stay in the room, okay? I'll do you next. Stay in the room. Nancy, here we go. All right, Nancy. Ooh. Chrissy, listen to me, friend. Butterfly Angel is Susan. We already did Susan's reading. Like a mom. Meta, help her out. Chrissy, are you not hearing me? Like, I don't understand what's happening. She keeps telling me that Susan's here, but yeah, I don't know what's happening with Chrissy. So we're going to have to just not pay attention to that for a minute. All right. Here we go. Nancy, when I come into your energy, there is a lot happening in your throat chakra. Throat chakra is the bridge between the inner and outer worlds. This is where we manifest into our physical environment. So I'm not sure what it was that you were talking about, the focused life force energy. I don't know what that is or where it comes from. However, I can tell you that your throat chakra is very, very active. The throat chakra is the bridge between the internal and external world. This is where we take inspired action to create in our physical environment the reflection of our internal environment. So usually when I see someone whose throat chakra is that active, it is a result of a lot of internal work that's been going on, which is great. Okay. I do feel like there is a very large physical manifestation. Okay. So literally what I'm seeing is it looks like a construction site. So there's a lot of moving parts over here. Nothing is really built. Everything is kind of moving. So the more I try to focus on it, the less coherent it looks like, right? Nisha, I saw you and I know you put a question in there. I'm probably not going to answer that question. I can refund you if you want. I don't do love readings. Nyasha. That's a violation of energy, but I'm happy to refund you. So whatever it is that you're working towards has a feeling of a very large construction site, meaning there are a lot of things that need to come together in order to make this possible, right? So the feeling here is have patience as this comes together, even though some of these pieces are not going to exactly look the way you want them to. All right. they're still going to work out the way they should. So, and you bring in so much heat with this one. Ooh, so again, the feeling is physical manifestation in progress. I can't see what it's going to end up being, but it's very large. It has a large footprint, right? Like the ground is very cleared away. There are a lot of moving parts. There's like rebar and concrete and lights and all kinds of stuff. And while it looks a mess right now, I'm clearly aware that this is turning into something that feels very large. Like it feels like it represents a building or an institution of some kind. So I don't know if you're trying to start a business, end a business, change a business, something outside of self that has the feel of institution to it. So this is in the process of being built. They are showing me that it's like there's some things that aren't going to work out. Like the idea that you wanted a certain tile for your bathroom and that tile is unavailable, instead of allowing yourself to drop into a tailspin about something that really in the long run doesn't have that much weight, allow yourself to flow with the changes, because there's a reason that things work out the way they do. And if you can allow yourself to believe that through each of these small things, they don't turn into big things, right? So this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. Nancy, my guide wants you to understand that you are standing at the beginning of something new this year, and that's very exciting. They are acknowledging that there is a little bit of conflict that comes forward with whatever this is that you are building, but it's part of working out and balancing your own karmic lessons, right? Things that you are learning to allow yourself to flow with things and not be so controlling about how everything has to look, right? Allowing things to unfold instead of forcing them to happen. This is a confirmation of a very physical manifestation of some kind, but you have to make good decisions on where you're focused and how you react to the energy around you. This is very guided by your higher self. And again, just so nice, they're going to say it twice, has a physical manifestation around it. But you have to leave behind the lesson of self-sacrifice. Not that everything that goes wrong is not going wrong to teach you a lesson or make you feel like you have to prove yourself. That is a deeply human thing that we have got to work on getting over. Source is pure love. It would not do that to you. That is a very human thing that we are projecting onto something that just simply doesn't do it. Every piece of contrast that we have in our lives in one form or another, no matter how popular I am for saying this or not, has to do with your frequency, your alignment, and your resonance with what's around you. And it may not change overnight, but it absolutely can change with small steps towards creative inspiration. So let go of your insecurities as you unlearn all of this from your root, because you are literally walking into a brighter future. Nancy, I'm sorry. I feel like I got a little like lecture-y at the end there. I apologize. Yes, I will refund you, Nyasha. That's a good reminder to let everyone know. I am not ever going to read or tap into someone else's energy without their permission. So asking me how does someone else feel about me is a violation of my personal ethics. So I just don't do those readings. Okay. All right. Only one Susan paid for a reading. Chrissy, I think we're good on the Susan. I think we can drop the Susan thing now. All right. So Amber or Crystal? Amber or Crystal? Amber or Crystal? Oh, she's not live. Got it. Amber or Crystal? Come on down. I think I saw Crystal not long ago. Where'd she go? Crystal Godfrey, 8531. Are you still here in the room? There you are. Hello, Crystal. I got you. All right, Crystal. I am so excited to read for you. Thank you for your patience and your time. After Crystal is Manvi Kimberly. Manvi and Kimberly. Hopefully Susan, or no, Amber, gosh, now I'm saying Susan. Hopefully Amber comes back. I don't know where she is, but Crystal is up now. And then I have Manvi and Kimberly. I have plenty of spots if you want a reading. It's a good time. It's a good day. All right, Crystal, here we go. I hope you're live now too. It is 10:38 a.m. All right, Crystal. Nancy says, wow, thank you, Erin. I've been working on a manifestation I was afraid I might be too old for. Girl, you're never too old. What you talking about, silly goose? No. All right, here we go. Crystal. So things are going to be very interesting for you this year, Crystal. A lot of change. They're showing me big spotlights. So I don't get the impression necessarily that you're shy per se, but maybe you don't necessarily like to be out in the big crowds or whatever it is. I feel very much that you're energetically sensitive, and this reflects in what you do in your social lives. This year is going to shift things a little bit because it feels to me that there are some very important people to you around in your space that are going to be going through some uncomfortable awakening experiences, right? So these are people who are very anchored in their teachings physically around you. They don't give up these teachings easily. So a good example of that for me is my husband. I never in a million years expected him to have any kind of awakening. He's a very practical person, used to be in seminary. He was a philosophy major. He's not interested. As much as you would think he is not interested in this most of the time. But I can tell you, even he has started to question things, and it's really changed the trajectory of our lives together. So it feels to me like there's a couple of people around you that are going to be going through a kind of challenging awakening experience. The reason it's challenging is because they're so anchored in where they are that it feels like that, right? So what I'm seeing with this is your opportunity to put your teachings where your mouth are, right? Practice what you preach type thing. All the things that you have learned in the last year or so, all of these coming back to center, all of this getting into alignment, all of this tapping in, all of this. Now is the opportunity to put it into practice as these people around you are waking up. It's not your job to wake them up, but as they are waking up, step into the role of guide or teacher or whatever word helps you feel good about it. Reminding everyone in the chat that just all the definitions of things, they go crazy. Like they're all back and forth. There's no clear definitions in the spiritual world. Don't get too caught up on the definition of spiritual teacher, spiritual healer, guide, shaman. They're all the same in this side. It's the way you offer the information that changes. That's it. So as you are moving forward, look to have more and more people starting to ask you questions about your experience, you seeing evidence of people stepping into their own experience, and perhaps you're able to help guide some people that feel a little lost. That said, again, just a reiteration, it is not your responsibility nor your job to wake them up, but it feels like simply leading by example is doing a lot of good. Okay. So, Crystal, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I have already said. Number one, they want you to let go of this feeling of responsibility. I am responsible for waking up all these people. I should be shouting from the rooftops and whatever. It is far more effective to hold on to your teachings until someone approaches you and asks you about them. Because when they ask you, they are open to hearing. And when you present it, they may not be in that state of mind. And it doesn't have anything to do with being good or bad, evil or not. It's very much about where they are frequency wise. Okay. The coming year has a lot of potential for you. This may require you to step outside of your comfort zone. But when you do, it literally takes you to whole new horizons, going to places you've never been before. This card has a lot of water in it, which indicates that there's going to be emotion in this. But part of this emotional journey is healing some of your own wounds by filling the space of what you needed in your most vulnerable moments. Now you have the opportunity to be what you needed for someone else, right? This leads to a joyous occasion, a feeling of celebration and coming home. But again, you have to let go of the disappointments that may come up along the way. They're not there to test you. They're just there to sort of help you take steps, right? My guides want you to understand that this may require a little bit of introspection, looking inward and seeing what is it that I want to focus on that feels better for myself. And sometimes that means setting some boundaries around what you're doing for everybody else. That feels like it might be a big part of that, Crystal. Crystal, thank you. I hope that was helpful. Readings are $25. I accept Venmo and PayPal. You can look me up as Consciously Erin. Please do not look up Erin Brown. That is my private account. If you send it to there, I often don't see it. Sorry, but I don't. So please look up Consciously Erin or use the link provided in the description of this video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. I hope it was helpful, friend. I appreciate you. All right, Manvi, are you here? Are you live? Because you're next. There you are. I see you. You say, I'm here. I got you. Looks like you're caught up and you're live. That's good. All right. So after Manvi is Kimberly. I'm still looking for Amber if Amber happens to show up. And I have plenty of spots. So don't waste the time. Now's a good day for it. All right. Here we go. All right, Manvi, here we go. Do me a favor. Take a nice, big, deep breath all the way down your toes. And release. Drop your shoulders. And please give me permission to have access to your energy. Immediately, as soon as I start connecting to your energy, I'm getting a lot of pressure in my sacral chakra. Sacral chakra is the home to the roles that we fulfill and the relationships that form because of this. There is some role that you are filling that is highly uncomfortable. It feels like it's too constricting. I have outgrown this. It doesn't fit me. It doesn't align with me. It's not where I want to be. It's not where I want to go. It's not what I want to experience. All of that feels very dominant in whatever this role is. Okay. So it feels like it's getting to the point that there's a lot of little things that are around this role that are starting to not work. So, and again, I'm sorry, but it feels like it's related to family somehow, as if there's a familial role that you're being expected to fulfill that just doesn't line up with you or who you want to be, but it feels very difficult to walk away from that because of the fact that it's family. And I don't know if that's like a cultural thing, a societal thing, a personal thing, an emotional thing, but there's a feeling of not feeling like I can walk away or change something that you absolutely can. And it's very uncomfortable. It feels like it's way too tight. There's no room for growth here. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this feels pretty big in your energy. This doesn't feel like something necessarily small. This feels like something relatively large, okay? All right. So, Manvi, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. With whatever this is, they're really encouraging you to get out of your head about this. You're overthinking something that while it may not be easy, it's going to be for the best the way it works out. So if you can allow yourself to simply follow through with it, you'll see that. You'll demonstrate it to yourself. You are on the edge of walking into some sort of new awakening experience or an expansion of the experience you're in, but it requires you to confront something that has become that you've come complacent in your uncomfortableness with, like you've just resigned yourself. Well, this is just how it is, but no, that's not true. Right. So while they're acknowledging it may not be easy, they are saying it does put your dreams and desires much closer at hand than if you stay where you are in this very uncomfortable space. That's not where you want to be. Right. So as you move forward, they are acknowledging that it may bring up a little bit of heartbreak, but in the process, it opens you up to a much brighter future. And I think the heartbreak on the other end is much more about coming together with the pieces that actually help support you in a better way. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's someone that you draw a boundary with that you end up coming back around to later on once both of you have sort of stabilized. I don't know that it's romantic. It doesn't feel romantic, but it does feel familial. So someone that you view as family or someone who is family feels like a big part of this. And I'm not sure exactly who or what it is, but that's what they're giving me. Manvi, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate it very, very much. And I hope it was helpful, friend. Thank you. I hope it was helpful. Kimmy, I see you. Kimmy's up next. Has Amber come back into the room yet? Have we found Amber? Is she back? Also, if you want a reading, it's a good time to get on the list after Kimmy. After Kimmy, there's no wait, you guys, unless Amber comes back. I got you, Kimmy. I got you. No Amber. I don't know what happened to Amber. Well, I have space, so if you want a reading, it's a good time. There is no wait after Kimmy. So readings are $25. Venmo and PayPal are available to you. If you can look me up, just consciously Erin, make sure you spell it right. That's the easiest way. Or if you go to the description of this video, there is a link that you can copy and paste into your browser. It will take you exactly to the links that you need. It is up to you. All right, Kimmy, I'm ready. All right. So I don't want you to be offended in any way by what I'm about to say, but they're showing me two things. They show me the name Kimmy, and then they show me the name Kimberly. And they're showing me this feeling of having outgrown one of these. Now, it's hard for me to understand what exactly that means. But for a lot of people, one is a name that they created or their friends created for them that tends to fit more and feel more comfortable. And one is the structured given name. And it's almost like they're showing me two sides of a coin or two sides of a personality. And they're wanting you to understand that they don't have to be separate, that they should work together because it's about the balance. So I see this sometimes with people who feel like they have to put on a show or wear a mask for certain things in their life. A good example would be I am not a social person. I am not outgoing as much as it may seem like it because I'm on here. I'm really not. So if I am out in a crowd of people, I am performing. I am wearing a mask and I'm the personality that I need to be to help me get through that. But it gets exhausting to carry around so many personalities, to try to fit into so many different pieces of life. And it makes it hard to remember who's really you and what's someone else, right? So there's this sort of call for you to bring these two things together, right? To align yourself with a total version of you rather than dividing yourself up into small pieces to keep other people comfortable, right? Yes, I do feel like there are some people around you who may not appreciate this when you do it because they've gotten very used to you reducing yourself so that they feel better. But much like when you allow your children to beat you at games, that you don't learn anything from that, and it's a false sense of self. So there's this feeling of wanting you to sort of call that back to you. Stop letting people win games and be you, right? And the people who don't like it, they can just F right off, right? Like that's exactly what they're telling me. So Kimmy, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guides are telling you they want you to move more in the direction of the things that inspire you the most and stop putting your attention on all of those things, those little pieces of you that you feel like you have to fit into other aspects, right? Like the masks that you wear, the name tags, the labels, whatever it is. They're really asking you to let those go. They do want you to know that you will have all the support you need, even though there might be some people who don't like it. They're asking you to continue forward anyway. Don't allow that to get too in your head. Don't allow it to talk you out of things, right? You don't want that to happen. My guides tell me you have to turn your back on the audience in order to conduct the orchestra, and this is something that you are learning right now. So release the need to keep everyone comfortable in their own complacency, not your job. What it's done so far is overburden your energy and produce a bunch of situations around you where people are not willing to help themselves, so to speak. So as you walk forward into the next phase of your awakening experience, this is your opportunity to turn your attention towards yourself and help yourself like you've helped so many other people. While it may require work on your end, the idea of integrating the different aspects of self into one version, yes, it may require work for that. and that's okay. But they want you to understand that it's part of your growth process. It's part of moving forward. It's part of expanding openly into something better, right? Kimberly, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate it, and I hope it was helpful. I'm going to push this button and see what this says. Okay. What is this? Hey, Wade, what's up? Kimberly, thank you very much for allowing me to read for you, friend. I appreciate you very, very much. Yes, Amber, are you in the room? I am a little concerned because a couple people have said there was another version of this streaming thing from where I had to restart it. And I'm a little concerned that she's stuck over there, but she shouldn't be because she's far enough down the list that she should have been actively in here with us. So I don't know where she is. List is open. If you would like a reading, this is the time to get one. Okay. Kimmy says, thanks. It resonates with family stuff that I am successfully navigating. And I do prefer Kim or Kimmy. Never liked Kimberly. So I'll look into that. Yeah. So I'll look at that. Yes, absolutely. If you would like a reading, it's an excellent time to get one. There is currently no one on the list. I will not be live again until Tuesday next week. And then I will be live here on YouTube Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 11-ish a.m. Mondays and Wednesdays, I try to be live on TikTok. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I try to be live here. I was considering starting to go live on Instagram, but I can't get Instagram to open up on my computer. And I don't know why. And, I just seems like it's a lot of work for something that I don't necessarily really want to do. The channel's chair, just a reminder to everyone, the channel's chair is this Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. It does require a ticket. You go through Eventbrite, you buy the ticket. Eventbrite will send you the link, right? So that's how you do that. All right. Everyone who purchases a ticket will also get the video replay and hopefully a written summary as well. I'm going to do my best to get that done. But it is up to you. You don't have to do it. It is a great place. YouTube has ads on my live. Must interrupt the transmission. Oh, that's really interesting. I did not know that, Paula, sorry. Did not know that. Thank you for telling me. Very interesting. Very interesting. I am going to refund Amber because I feel uncomfortable holding on to this money and she's not here. So last call, if you would like a reading. Amber Adams, where are you? Man, you've been seeing the ads. I'm sorry about that. I don't know about that. I don't know. This is a whole new way of doing this for me. So it's really hard. I don't know exactly. I have to look into it. Amber Adams, I don't know where she went. So if she is watching the replay, Amber, I'm going to send this right back to you right now. All right. So we have refunded Amber. Camilla, look at, there you are. It may have to do with if you have YouTube Prime or Pro or whatever it is, the ads. I don't know, honestly. Camilla, I see you. And Michael, I see you as well. All right, Camilla, you are up, my friend. Come on down and say hello. I'm excited to read for you. I got you. There we go. All right, Camilla, I have gotten you pinned up here. All right, Camilla. I am very excited to read for you. Thank you so much for your patience and your time. I know it was a little bit of a circus to get that through, I think. All right. Here we go. So the first thing I see when I look at your energy is this feeling of having... Chrissy, you just deleted Camilla. Please don't do that. Yeah, Camilla paid for her reading, so be careful, Chrissy. Cat knocked the phone off. Okay, that's all right. All right. Let me reestablish that connection. Hold on, Camilla. Hold on. Camilla, can you say hello again for me? I dropped the connection when she accidentally did that. So if you could pretty please say hello again, just so I can reconnect to you. There you go. Okay, I see you. Took you a while. I got it. That's okay. We're all here together. It's no big deal. All right. All right, Camilla, here we go. All right. So as I come into your energy, the first thing I'm seeing is someone carrying a very heavy backpack. So a lot of times this imagery is shown to me as someone who carries the weight of a lot of other things, right? So the person is walking down a road. This tells me you're on a journey. Obviously, everybody's on a journey. That's no new secret. But the journey you're on, it feels like it's been going on for a while. This is nothing new. This is nothing brand new or anything like this. It actually feels as though excuse me, you've been walking down this road for a while. However, the difference is that now it feels like you're suddenly aware that you're carrying this backpack, right? And this backpack feels stuffed full of things that you think you have to do or things you think you're living up to or have to live up to or something like that. There's a lot of that in here, right? So now okay, so I don't know the best way to articulate this, but it's like when you become aware of something, it becomes harder, right? So now that you're aware of all the stuff around you that doesn't resonate with you, it's not resonating even harder, right? Because your attention to the dissonance will amplify the dissonance. And it's like you're walking down the road and I'm recognizing, or you're recognizing you have a very heavy backpack on and it is actually weighing you down. So it's this feeling of wanting to push you in the direction of letting that go, right? This feels like things from old times, like things like protective measures, like they're literally showing me a video game. So not that your life is a video game, but the feeling behind this is that whatever you went through in the past required you to have a lot of tools at your disposal. So you created this big backpack full of tools and you've been carrying it with you and it has served you well over time. But now it's no longer serving you because you've outgrown it. You don't need the tools. You're in a different situation, but yet you bring them with you because it's what you're used to. I do feel like you're being asked to put your guard down a little bit and allow yourself to trust a little bit, to allow yourself to trust yourself a little bit. I'm not asking you to unconditionally trust any human being on this planet except you, but trust that your intuition is on point, that when you come up against something that isn't going to be good for you, that you will know it. Then you have to give yourself permission to follow through on that knowing feeling. I understand that there may have been things in your past that didn't quite work out the way you wanted to, or well, or good, or anything. But friend, it happens. It happens. But you are making such good strides, but you don't need the same tools. And it feels like they're weighing you down, much like the idea that my guides have been trying to get me to let go of my tarot cards forever. Right? So there's very much this feeling of you can move beyond this. there's some tools that you use to in the past, perhaps, to keep you safe, anchored, grounded, aligned, something that you've outgrown, yet it feels like you're insisting on bringing them with you. Sometimes that looks like not speaking up, not speaking your mind, not having an opinion. All of these things that we learn as children of abusive parents, and they tend to perpetrate into our life all everywhere, even as adults, conscious or otherwise. And it feels like you're aware of it now, so it's heavier in the backpack. So there's this push for you to do something to sort of work your way through that inner child work, shadow work, whatever it is. There's this push to get you to work your way through that. Okay. Yes, Mike, you are next. So Camilla, this is what my guides have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. You are absolutely moving into a brighter future, my friend. But like I said, you are carrying too much weight of things from your past, old tools, coping mechanisms, perhaps, that you have outgrown. They're asking you to trust your intuition. You don't have to trust any other human being, just you, but trust that your intuition will show you the right choices to make. My guides tell me in order to do this, you have to get out of your head and stop overthinking literally everything that you do and looking through the lens of, is this going to make so-and-so unhappy or uneasy or whatever? We're not doing that anymore, right? My guides tell me that there is a feeling of stability moving forward in your energy, but you have to continue to focus on yourself and the things that help you feel more like you are aligned with the spiritual side of yourself. You are absolutely manifesting something into your physical reality to reflect the changes on the inside. But there's this procrastination, again, around the idea of letting go of whatever it is in this backpack, old habits of behavior or something that you've been carrying around that once served you well, but now they don't, right? Have a little bit of compassion for yourself as you start to make these changes, because you are learning a hard lesson in self-sufficiency. But take comfort in knowing that it comes straight from your crown and is part of the next phase of your awakening experience, friend. Ooh, Camilla, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Thank you to whoever pointed out that there are ads on my video. I did not know that. So when I go live again through this format, I will do my best to make sure that I fix that. I don't even know how to do it, so we'll have to figure that out. But Camilla, thank you. I appreciate you, friend. I hope it was helpful. All right, we're going to do Mike's reading, and Mike will be the last reading of the day. Mike, you are up. Ooh, itchy nose, itchy nose, itchy nose, itchy nose. I don't think you have to have YouTube Premium to watch the replay. It may have ads on it if you don't, but that's, I don't think you have to have YouTube Premium to watch the replay. Oh, for ads. Okay. All right, Mike, here we go. All right, friend. Take a nice big breath in. Release. Drop your shoulders, and please give me permission to have access to your energy. Mike, when the first thing I see when I come into your energy is a big open field of yellow flowers. So this has a lot of meaning to it. The open field is about possibility, probability. The yellow flowers almost always represent the solar plexus. There's an image of someone standing in the middle of this field, yet they're not walking or moving in any way. It does feel like they're enjoying themselves, but there's no movement, right? This feels to me, if I'm being honest, this feels like an idea for something that feels good when you think about it, feels very aligned when you think about it, feels really resonant when you think about it. But because there's some sort of physical disconnect between the idea and reality, and I don't know what that might be other than maybe money, time, location, something physical, because there seems to be no physical connection or no physical way to make it happen, it feels like whatever this idea is keeps getting pushed away. But when I look at it, there's so much good energy in it. It needs attention. Like, if you can let yourself sit in the energy without needing it to turn into something, that's when it turns into something. And I know that feels very counterintuitive, but it's about building the momentum behind the feeling you want to feel. So wanting you to sit in the good feeling that it's giving you and not get caught up in the idea of it has to look or turn into anything else will open doorways for you. I don't know why I'm looking over here. Sorry. I feel like there's a little bit of resistance in here, like, well, I don't know how to do that or whatever, but it'll work itself out. It'll work itself out. All right, Michael, this is what my guys have to say in addition to everything else I've already said. My guys want you to understand you are walking into somewhere that's going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone. The idea of going in and actually looking at this space and utilizing the energy and all the stuff. This is what it's asking you to do. This does bring forward a feeling of a new beginning for you, stepping into something that has a whole lot of mental clarity as well as fueling your awakening experience. Can I just say wow for a second, Mike? This idea is a big deal. They're asking you to stop holding it back. Stop suppressing it, pushing on it, and pretending it's not important because it is. If you can let go of your insecurities around whatever this is, it will have better reactions in your energy. And it may require you, whoa. They really want you to hear this. It may require you to have some compassion for yourself and not expect it to happen immediately, but it will work out, right? So I don't know what the idea is, Mike. I wish I could tell you, but that's what they tell me. Mike, thank you. I hope that was helpful, friend. You guys, it's been a lovely day. I appreciate everyone, all my mods. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, Mike. I hope that was helpful. Next time I go live this way, I will do my best to make sure that there are no ads. I don't know necessarily how to do it, so be patient. If you are watching the replay and you would like to try a live reading, thank you, Mena, and you would like to try a live reading, I am live on YouTube typically Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 11 a.m., but please do not prepay for your reading. Wait until I'm actually live. It is Tuesday or Thursday, and January the 8th. It is 11:10 a.m. and I am signing off. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Mike, I see that. I understand and truly thank you. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye, guys.